Here we go. Belkis, I'm back with you. Belkis, sorry about that. No worries. Right, this chase started in Fort Lauderdale in the area of Broward Boulevard and about 3rd or 4th Avenue. I believe it was on the east side. Came westbound on Broward Boulevard, then northbound up past Sunrise. Police officers giving chase. There was another incident that was occurring at the same time, Belkis, over by Port Everglades. So a Broward Sheriff's Office helicopter was up and immediately responded over here. We have not yet gotten a reference on why they are pursuing this vehicle, but as you can see, traveling at a very high rate of speed here on I-95 going northbound. Again, as we pulled up on the location here, it was traveling erratically. As we broke into programming, you saw it go up on the sidewalk there. That was an area of a roadway just to the east of I-95, north of Sunrise. The next road that goes east and west there, and he intersected, got onto the I and onto the ramp there, and is now northbound. I'm looking out my window here just to catch my breath here and to look at the let me just see here, Cypress Creek. We are at right on that inside breakdown lane. That's exactly correct. Just going past Cypress Creek Road here, northbound during rush hour, or just a premiere or a preview of rush hour traffic here. Yeah, right. Let me just take a peek over here. It looks like he's heading toward the exit ramp. I don't know whether he's going to get off the road or stay on the I going up here, but we are doing 109 miles an hour in Skyforce HD right now as he exits here. This is he was getting off at Atlantic. Now he's goes around. Dangerous move there, around a slower moving vehicle, another slower moving vehicle. We want to take a second here to warn our viewers at home that this is live, unedited right now, footage coming from the chopper directly into your living room. So govern yourselves accordingly as to what you watch as the vehicle goes off the roadway there into the grass, again trying to elude police officers on the ground. As I said earlier, there is a Broward Sheriff's Office helicopter up here as this vehicle now starts to go eastbound, exits off I-95 and is going eastbound. Joe, the road, do you know? Yeah, the road, Joe? It's Atlantic. All right. Right, northbound. He was going on Atlantic eastbound. He is now going northbound on one of the side roads east of the I here. Again, trying to elude police officers, trying to get more information as to exactly why the driver and or occupants are trying to flee from police. But there were vehicles on the ground following this vehicle, and now it continues, as we said earlier. I'm going to bring the camera. We're back up. We're back up. Yeah, all right. Now, I believe, Joe, what municipality would we be in? We're in Pompano now. That's what we're being told. We're southwest of the Pompano Airport. Here is this vehicle, again, continuing at a very, very high rate of speed. Amazingly, no accidents have occurred at this point, but again, a very dangerous situation out here on the highways. As you can see, he's on Dixie Highway there. That's at 10th Street, and he continues northbound, now making a left and going westbound. So he's
basically
going westbound.
just driving around in his...
Again, just trying to maneuver. This is northbound on Dixie from 10th Street. He looks like he's just done a little bit of a swerve maneuver to turn himself around.
The police, I mean, he's going one direction, makes a U-turn, goes in the other direction. Now it looks like he's going opposite traffic there.
Right, against traffic on Dixie Highway here, just north or parallel to the airport. He's on the west side of the Pompano Airport here. I'll bring the camera back out. You can see airport property right over there. But again, making another dangerous move here, going westbound He's going to be right along the railroad tracks here as it comes back up to, this is all single-family homes in this area. You got the chopper at 10 o'clock. Hi, Joe.
And Ralph,
okay.
just to clarify, he's now in Pompano Beach, and
yes.
I know that you mentioned that there's a BSO chopper over him, but are there any cop cars on the road trailing him, or has he managed to at least elude the cops on the road? But, you know, obviously the chopper is always on top of you.
Belkis, there are a number of police officers following. We've got some undercover vehicles. Our fear right here is that if we pull out too far, we're going to lose the lose this vehicle as we continue to follow its activities. But again, we'll bring it out here. You see him go right there.
He's really flying down
There's
that
a police car
residential
there.
street.
Yeah, you can see it.
Really flying through. We can't see it. It's very clear.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's no kids walking home from school in that area, no pedestrians. Right. That's very, very dangerous.
Going around here, he's westbound, and you see a police officer pulled off the side of the road to allow that vehicle. He's going underneath I-95 now, coming out on the other side of I-95 with a police officer in pursuit there.
Oh, now we see, now the cop pursuing him is now in our shot, or was for a minute there. Ralph, I'm going to bring in the guys at the news desk real quick. Do we know at this point how this started, why this started, anything? All right, we're working our sources, and our Broward news desk is also trying to figure out why this thing even started in the first place. You mentioned something else was going on when this started, Ralph, but we're not sure why police are chasing the person in this vehicle, or persons. We don't know how many people are in it, in the car.
Right. The other incident was an unrelated incident at the port, which we'll be covering later in our news stories. But right now, just passing or coming up on Powerline Road here, you see about to try to merge with traffic there. It's going to pull out and just misses, colliding with that vehicle that was going northbound here on Powerline. We are watching this very, very closely. There are units, as we indicated earlier, that are pursuing this vehicle. Unknown why they want to get this vehicle to stop, but obviously the driver and or passengers refusing to stop at this time. A U-turn now being made. Joey's going to be turning around, coming back at us here.
We're also
now going southbound.
Ralph, we're also coming up here on 7 News at 4 o'clock. So we're going to keep you in the air in 7 Skyforce, and we're going to bring in Lynn Martinez and Jeff Lennox, and they're going to pick it up right now on 7 News at 4 for us, guys.
All right, Belkis, thank you very much. Ralph Rayburn, thank you for these live pictures. Again, if you're now just joining us, 7 News at 4 o'clock begins with this developing story. We've been following this chase for a couple of minutes now. It's a police chase in Pompano Beach. Again, this is Lynn Martinez along with Jeff Lennox. And this guy, Ralph, is, who knows what this person is thinking, making a bunch of U-turns, maybe thinking he can get away from the police, who are hot on his tail, along with us and this police chopper. Can you tell us what road he's on now?
We are following him on Powerline. The driver there, you see another police vehicle pulling behind as he tries to elude police officers. Now, this is going to be a multi-county chase because we've crossed, or at least a multi-city municipality chase here, as we have an unmarked marked unit here, black and white there, chasing this vehicle here through the neighborhoods. I'm going to give you the address here in just 1 second. We made a couple of sharp turns here, and my GPS recalibrated and reset itself on its own here. So we're following this vehicle. This pursuit began in Fort Lauderdale, in the downtown area, right near on Broward Boulevard. It's when we picked it up, and this vehicle, this white vehicle with the black top there, has been trying to elude police there. He's bailing out right here. They pinned the door shut there. The driver's not going anywhere. You can see a civilian there, a weapon drawn here as they try to take this subject into custody. Again, as we get more information on it, we'll let you know why they're stopping the vehicle. But again, a pursuit leading from Fort Lauderdale all the way up through Pompano. We have another vehicle from another municipality and a third municipality pulling up here. Police officers all around the vehicle, weapons drawn, trying to get the people inside to cooperate. And I see hands up here. I'm going to push the camera in a little tighter here. Again, we will advise our viewers at home that this is unedited, raw video here, coming to you directly from the chopper here as we watch the police officers in the takedown. It looks like they're putting the driver of the vehicle in cuffs there. They're opening the other door. Now it appears to be there's only one person in the vehicle. They have that person in custody there. And we'll bring the camera back out here. I'll try to give you an address here in just 1 second. Let me just double check, and I don't want to lose the shot. I'm looking at the GPS.
Ralph. We're watching the
Northwest 6th Street. Northwest 6th Street, right off of Atlantic.
If you just pull out, Ralph, go back to that shot. They were taking him out of the car.
Right, he's on the ground there now, being taken into custody.
Does it appear he's the only one in the vehicle, Ralph?
Yeah, that appears to be the only person in the vehicle. So this has all come to an end here again, just about 4 blocks north of Atlantic. They're checking the trunk now. You can see again Officer Taser with a taser there drawn pointing at the back of the vehicle. But again, that subject now in custody after a pursuit that lasted about 20, just under 20 minutes, I'm going to say. Not even that long, but it came all the way up the highway, all the way up 95. The driver using both breakdown lanes. We saw numerous red lights and stop signs run through by the vehicle. We also saw the vehicle go the wrong way against traffic there on Dixie Highway near the blimp hangar at the Pompano Airport. And again, now a number of police officers here. We're going to bring the camera out just a little farther, show you the scene here. You can see a lot of officers have responded out here. The police helicopter from Broward Sheriff's Office still overhead here as they wrap this up now and take this subject into custody.
And Ralph, real quick, we saw this again start near Broward Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale. High rates of speed on the interstate and also on some side roads. He seemed to stop in this neighborhood where there are officers in front of him. Why did he stop in those parking spaces? Could you see ahead of that vehicle?
That's a good question. The strong possibility that he was trying to get home or to a neighborhood that he knew. But I submit to you that with the number of police officers here on the street, he probably ran out of real estate.
Well, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better ending to a very dangerous situation. A police chase at high rates of speed in residential areas. We're getting word that this man was wanted for an unknown crime and for whatever reason didn't want to stop. Multiple agencies, as you said, Ralph, involved, and I mean, nobody hurt. Suspect put his hands in the air. They cornered him, and now he's in a police car. So there you have it, the end of a very stressful 20-30 minutes. As you said, Ralph, it started off with Fort Lauderdale police. There must be at least 20 police officers there. And the live picture is on the left side of your screen, and on the right is tape just from a few minutes ago. This guy was hauling butt and just barely missed several cars. In fact, he was going the wrong way right there. That was incredible.
Lynn, when this started, the supervisor for Fort Lauderdale and at the specific area that that they were involved with was asking questions of the person that was involved with the pursuit, asking him what was going on. They has to meet a certain criteria before they will pursue a vehicle. So based on that, just on that observation alone, the degree of seriousness of why they were pursuing this person had to be serious enough for the police officer to do that, and that's when this all began. And again, as we said earlier, started in the area of Broward Boulevard. When we heard it, I believe, I want to say that it was in maybe 9th or 10th Avenue. And again, we were on another story, so it may have started a little bit earlier than that, but they did follow this vehicle, again, driving at a high rate of speed on public streets there, and it was a very, very dangerous situation. I'm getting some interference here, but it was a very dangerous situation as they came all the way up I-95 and ended up here, again, about 4 blocks west of West Atlantic Boulevard, 4 blocks north of that. 27th Avenue and 6th Street in Pompano is where it ended up. 27th Avenue and 6th, Northwest 27th Avenue and 6th Street is what I'm being told. So that's what we have for you right now. Okay, Ralph Rayburn bringing us this great coverage of this chase up in Skyforce HD. Again, those live pictures right there, a big police presence. And it does appear that chase coming to a safe end. We have a crew working that story and much more coming up throughout the broadcast.
This is 7 News at 4.
The white Toyota Scion, police say, is wanted in connection to a Fort Pierce homicide from the beginning of May.
It looks like they're putting the driver of the vehicle in cuffs there.
Hours later, at the mercy of police, the driver emerged from the back seat of a cop cruiser, handcuffed.
Why didn't you stop for police?
And uninterested in explaining his high-speed run from officers, but relatively unaffected as he walked into jail.
Well, tonight, police have still not told us what the driver of that vehicle will be charged with. We understand from Fort Pierce police that 2 men in connection to that homicide turned themselves in several weeks ago. Police say this man who was driving the vehicle isn't necessarily wanted in connection with the murder, but they say somehow the car may have been involved in that homicide. We are live at the Broward County Jail in Fort Lauderdale tonight. Liz Nagy, 7 News 19.